Alright, back to another album review. Today's review is on Cowboys from Hell by Pantera. It's the fifth studio album from Pantera. It's their first album to be released under a major label. And when I was doing my research on this album, I read that writing sessions took place throughout 88 and 89. And Pantera said they were rejected by various major labels. It wasn't until Mark Ross, a representative for Atco Records, was asked by his boss, Derek Shulman, to watch them perform. Derek was interested in having Pantera sign on, and Mark was impressed by their performance and called his boss and suggested that Pantera should be signed on to Atco Records. Atco accepted them, but they had to wait 6 months before they could start recording their next album. Anyways, the album was recorded at Pantego Sound Studio in Pantego, Texas, between 1989 and April of 1990. Pantera originally wanted Max Norman to produce the album based on his work with Ozzy. Before recording started, Max was offered to produce Lynch Mob's debut album, Wicked Sensation, instead. Pantera later suggested Terry Dave because Darrell liked his work on Overkill's most recent album at the time, titled The Years of Decay from '89. Terry agreed to this, and he would end up producing and mixing the album, while Pantera themselves were the co-producers. Pantera adapted a new style, going from glam metal to groove metal, though there are some elements of thrash metal within this album. The album was released on July 24th, 1990, so this means that it celebrated its 30th anniversary back in 2020. Anyways, let's talk about the songs. This album starts with Cowboys from Hell. Obviously, it shares the same name as the album. It was released as a single in 1990, but I don't know the exact date it was released. I'd mentioned in the past that Pantera are from Texas, which wasn't really well known at the time for producing successful metal bands. Pantera, on the other hand, attracted mainstream attention. There was a music video that was made for this song, and I'm going to post a link to it in the description. I personally think this is an awesome song. It starts the album off perfectly. It's also my favorite song from this album. Up next is Primal Concrete Sledge. It's the shortest song on the album at 2 minutes and 13 seconds long, and it's more in the thrash metal category. We followed up with Psycho Holiday. It's the third single from the album, and it was released on July 24th, 1990. It was the same day as the album. There's also a music video that was made for the song that was released in 91, and I'll post a link to it in the description. The next song is Heresy. It's another song that's more in the realm of thrash metal, and you'll know this if you listen to it. It's also one of my favorite songs from this album. It's followed by Cemetery Gates. It's the second single from this album, and the single was released in 1990. Thing is, I don't know the exact date the single was released. Anyways, this is not only the longest song on the album at 7 minutes and 2 seconds long, it's also the longest song that Pantera have ever made. It's more in the realm of heavy metal. I read online that the lyrics are about lamenting the death of a female lover, that the person mourning her death has to either die or commit suicide in order to reunite with her in the afterlife. There's also a music video that was made, and I'll post a link to it in the description. I do personally think this is one of the best songs on the album despite its grim tone. Now the next song is Domination. It's another song that's more in the thrash metal category, but there are some elements of groove metal within it. You just have to listen to it for yourself. And I think the best part of the song is Darrell's guitar solo. After that, it's Shattered. It's another heavy song that's more in the thrash metal genre. It's also the second shortest song on the album at 3 minutes and 22 seconds long. It's followed up by Clash with Reality. The song is more in the realm of groove metal, but there are some elements of thrash metal. I still enjoy it though. Up next is Medicine Man. And I think it's quite impressive how Phil Anselmo was able to hit the high notes while singing, which is part of the reason why this is a really awesome song. Message in Blood is after that. I don't have a whole lot to say about this song, though it is pretty memorable and it fits within the overall tone of the album. The Sleep comes after that. It's the second longest song of the album at 5 minutes and 47 seconds long. This album ends with The Art of Shredding. I personally think this is the perfect song to end the album with. One thing I should mention is that the expanded edition of this album comes with 2 bonus discs. Now, the first bonus disc has live versions of the songs. The second bonus disc has demo versions of the songs. As you can see, this is just the regular version, which doesn't have the bonus discs. Anyways, I read that that this album ended up being Pantera's breakthrough, even though it peaked at number 117 on the Billboard 200. However, it did peak at number 8 on the U.S. Top Catalog Albums and number 27 on the U.S. Heat Seekers albums. It was later certified platinum by the RIAA by selling over 1 million copies. It's also certified gold in the UK after selling 100,000 copies over there. In order to promote this album, Pantera went on tour with Suicidal Tendencies and Exodus, which I think is pretty awesome. What I read is that the critics really enjoyed this album and gave it very high praise. As for my opinion on it, I think this album is way better than Pantera's first 4 albums. For a lot of people, it's the oldest Pantera album that most people listen to. For the longest time, it was the oldest of their albums that I listened to, until I came across their first 4 albums on YouTube. Anyways, I highly recommend this album. It's kind of funny that this is the first album I reviewed that has the word hell in the title. Now is the part where I question you. Have you listened to Cowboys from Hell? If so, what are your thoughts on it? What's your favorite song from it? Do you think Terry Dave was the right guy to produce this album? Do you think Pantera made the right decision to go from glam metal to groove metal? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to hit the notification bell to notify future uploads. Thanks for watching, I'll be back soon with another review.